But anyway, we got that. I can get right down to the hair follicles there, the whiskers, and that's what I want. Now when you start getting up here toward this nostril, what I do is I use a fleshing wand. This tool right here. Just put that right inside. You can make one of these pretty easy if you want. I just got a factory made one. But you can do a lot of your work like this. Just take it a little at a time. This is kind of a delicate area around the nose. Then just go ahead and peel. I know it looks kind of rough, but it'll all come out in the wash there, as they say. You can feel that where it's a little bit thick. And like I say, especially on these short-haired deer and around the nose, the thinner you get it, the better it dries up for you. I mean, you'd really be surprised. I think of the way when I first started out in taxidermy. I started out because I didn't have enough money to get stuff mounted, so I had to do it myself. I wanted to do it myself, and that's how I got my start. It's never thought it'd turn into a business, but it has, and it's been. I like it. Now what we're doing is we're peeling this, getting this nose up here. I'll tell you, it's kind of odd. This deer here was all. He'd been hit by a car. He had a broken front leg that healed up, a big knot on it. And then he had a hair lip kind of like deal because his nose had been split all the way up. I'll show you the scar. Oops. The nose had been split from the lip all the way up to here. So he got hit really hard. And his top jaw on top of his nose was broke. It was all bent over to one side. And his teeth, he only had about 2 bottom teeth. And they were real loose in his head. So he really must have had a tough time eating it, but he was a healthy looking deer. He just, and he had a nice rack on him, so evidently he was getting the proper nutrition. And this wasn't a new injury, this was an old one that he looked like he recovered from. Okay, now we're getting that thin. Now we're going to go over to the other nostril and do the same thing. I'm going to thin this out. You can get the hang of it. You just go ahead and even the nose, the black part of the nose has little hairs on it. And we're gonna, there we go. We're getting that nose pretty darn good. That's you can feel that. If it's too thick, you can feel it. It's gonna really a delicate job. This stuff here. If you get too deep, you can see it. It'll get kind of black. I don't want to be that deep. I'm right down to the hair follicles now on this. And then what I'll do is I'll turn that inside out, and we'll be able to. I'm gonna get his hair lip straightened out here, too fleshed out. Poor guy. He must have had a tough time with the ladies is all I can say. Because he was one ugly mother. Well, not ugly. He healed up nice, I guess you'd call it. But anyway, we're going to fix that up so he won't look that way when he won't be a hair-lip deer any longer. But he's got a ridge of scar tissue along here. Real hard. I'm going to get that off there. Okay. Now, what you see here, I'll turn that inside out so you can see that. You'll end up with your nose like so. And you cut off this extra stuff here. I do anyway. Yeah, I don't want to tuck all this gristle and cartilage up in there. Up in the nose cavity, and you only need so much of it to make it look good. So well, anyway, then you got your nose there ready to tuck in. go. Everything is thin there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the eyes now. I'm going to give my knife a few licks on my sharpening steel. See if I can. What we do is we put the horn right in there again. You can see I got some loose stuff from shaving. And what we do is we'll just go right around that. Just like so. Just bring that right out. You can feel that eyelid there. The eyelid is right underneath right here. So what we don't want any meat around there. And we're going to get it off. I did a pretty good job with my wheel, so if you get too deep, you'll know it. Now I'm into the tear duct area right here, and that's, you thin that out, and that really makes it good. That'll you can get that in your slot that you cut real easy. The thinner you get it around there, and see, I got just a little bit of meat left on there. I'm going to get it off. And what I'll do here is I'll turn that ball inside out. And that I can get around the outer edge of that eye a little bit better. You see these little striations? That's muscle right there. I want to get that off of there. Just a little bit right here. We're ready to go to the next eye. That eye looks good. We'll turn her inside out. When I get ready to cut that off, when I go to mount this deer up, you can see the eyelid is almost split all the way out. What I'll do is I'll take my scissors and run right up along that eyelid. I don't tuck those because I don't feel that, I don't use clay. I don't want to tuck that. What I do is I'll use my epoxy sculpt, do my eye. I'll get that thin right along there with my scissors or knife. And then when I put some glue on there, and it'll set right in there and it won't move. After you get her pinned anyway. But anyway, that's the eye on the outside. You see how thin I got it. If it gets dark like that, you got her thin. Anyway. Hang on.